More than 24 migrants accused of entering a newly established U.S. military buffer zone along the southern border now face criminal charges. U.S. authorities reportedly charging them with violations of security regulations, which is a misdemeanor, but may carry a fine of up to $100,000 per person and up to a year in prison. The migrants are accused of entering a 170-mile-long military zone in New Mexico, according to court documents obtained by Reuters. U.S. troops now have the authority in this particular buffer zone to detain migrants found within it and turn them into U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents or other law enforcement. The penalty for an illegal border crossing is typically less strict, but the Trump administration is working to enhance efforts to deter unlawful entries into the United States. The charges revealed Monday are due to the creation of the New Mexico Defense Area last week. The Department of Defense had the U.S. Army's Fort Huachuca expanded to include nearly 110,000 acres of federal land transferred to the Department of Defense. The area is traditionally known as a route for asylum seekers and migrants to illegally cross into the U.S. Crossing into military zones, however, carries more serious consequences than a typical illegal border crossing charge. The Trump administration hopes this will convince migrants to stop unlawfully crossing the border. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth recently visited the buffer zone, saying it's the latest tool employed by the Trump administration to stop what he calls an invasion of undocumented immigrants.
Clear English, clear Spanish. This is Department of Defense property. The National Defense Area, formerly known as the Fort Huachuca Annex Zone, is federal property. Any illegal attempting to enter that zone is entering a military base, a federal protected area. You can be detained, you will be detained. You will be interdicted by U.S. troops and Border Patrol working together.
Groups like the ACLU are opposed to the newly created military zone, saying troops should not be used to arrest people for regular offenses, warning it raises the potential a U.S. citizen may face charges if unknowingly trespassing in the newly established military installation. A lawyer for the ACLU also argues it's a dangerous erosion of the constitutional principle that the military should not be policing civilians. Previous presidential administrations have also tried to limit the flow of asylum seekers to designated ports of entry and warned of enhanced punishments to deter illegal border crossings. The military zone now allows the Trump administration to detain undocumented immigrants without employing the 1807 Insurrection Act, last used during the 1992 Los Angeles riots. Currently, nearly 12,000 American troops are at the southern border, where illegal border crossings have reportedly dropped to the lowest level ever recorded. For more on this story, download the Straight Arrow News app or go to SAN.com.